calling this meeting to order. The meeting was properly posted. Roll call.
There. Here.
Here.
Heel. Here. Pearson.
Here.
Mickelson. Ruland.
Here.
Schlamp. Springstead. Here.
2 absent, but we have a quorum. We'll conduct business. Item 4, additions or corrections to the agenda. If there are none, is there a motion to approve?
I've got a correction.
Just the correction of 18 Elm Street, so 19-1. It's actually 18 Bridge Street.
Okay. Okay, other than that, there are no other corrections. Is there a motion to approve?
All motion.
By Troy.
Second.
Second by Natalie. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Item 5, approve minutes from the last regular board meeting. So the only thing I wanted to change is in the new business, item 6. It says Gary Harrop left the room. It should also say Ray Schlamp stepped in as president pro tem. Item 6. Third page, item 6.
Oh, okay.
Ray Schlamp stepped in as president pro tem, and then in item 8, would you simply say, after operator's license for Bartle, Gary Harrop returned to the table?
You have, I've got it after,
Oh, you did, yes, thank
Yes.
you. All right. Any other changes to the minutes?
Motion approved.
Motion by Jeff,
Second.
by Jerry, discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by the same sign. Motion is carried. Item 6, appearances and significant correspondence. Nobody is signed to speak. Item 7, village president report. Just give you a quick update on board of review. Troy, Tom Wick, Sue, Jeff were present for board of review. Nobody came to discuss their assessments, but as we were looking at the changes that had been presented to us, a lot of the flood homes were not included on here. And of course, these homes had damage that would decrease the assessment. So Peter, Sue, and Mark got together the following day, identified 16 properties, and directed the assessor to visit each of those properties, make changes in assessments, and we adjourned the board of review until June 13th, Thursday evening. It's going to be a real short meeting, just to accept her changes. But we had originally looked at an increase in our valuation of $1,061,000. That's going to go down.
And actually what Deirdre said she's going to do is she had me send a letter to each of the property owners, and, well, she drafted the letter and I sent it out, and I've heard from about 6 or 7 of them already. She wants them to send anything that they've got, appraisals, insurance information, pictures, whatever they've got, so that she can, I mean, she said maybe she'll be able to do something already just by seeing the pictures and the information that they sent. So I've got a lot of the information back, and so I've got that over to her.
So that's being done. That's all I have on item 7. Item 8, village administrator report. It's a short one, Peter. You want to read it quick?
Okay. I met with Dale Clemmy about the hazard mitigation grant program. We discussed what we need to do to receive grant money for our share of the HMGP's expenses. We also worked on getting the Wells property included in the floodplain. I worked with more with FEMA to answer questions about our public assistance grants, and that was about 5 hours spent on that in the last 2 weeks. I've been handling all the utility buildings since Tara's been gone. So far, things have been going smoothly. Let's say that with a knock on the wood. That was about 61 hours. I have been working on resolving ordinance violations. Currently, we have been very fortunate to have a large majority of the residents comply without any further actions on our part. Police have sent out 4 citations. That's 8 hours. I was involved with helping with a personnel issue at the library. That issue has been resolved. That was 6 hours. I worked with Ehlers on a couple of questions on the electric rate case. The process is moving along smoothly so far. That was 2 hours.
Questions of Peter? Hearing none. Item 9, Deputy in Charge report is the first board meeting of the month. Item 10, Public Works report. Mark has a written report. You want to say anything? Can I just summarize it quickly?
3 things that significant within the month of May. Our water main project is underway, as some of you have all seen. Opening of the park facilities is a large demand on our time. For this time of year, the park's been getting a lot of use already. I think the swim team started using the pool today. And the other significant issue we're dealing with in utilities is the erosion at 218 Bridge Street. Waiting for an estimate from Bain Incorporated, and as I said in my summary here, that once we get that, we are planning to move forward quickly. We've already had the DNR on site. Basically what we're looking at is a 2-pronged project. The initial would be an emergency repair to protect our storm pipe, and the DNR is okay with us moving forward with that quickly. The other part would be an additional stream or shoreline protection, but it would not be part of an emergency repair. It would be a different project, and so as we work through this, we're trying to get all the information that we need up front so that we can look at the entire project. Ultimately, the emergency work would not have a very long life expectancy without doing the rest of the work. So really, we're just waiting on Bain for numbers right now, and I was hoping to have that on this agenda and to be working on it before our next meeting. So just take it as it comes, but it is it's an imminent need.
If it can't wait till the next meeting, get in touch with me. We'll deal with this somehow.
It's backdates a while, but post-August 2018, the board gave me the authority to make emergency repairs that were flood related, and so this probably falls under that, but I'll still keep you in the loop on where we're at.
So you can, based on that, you can go ahead with that authority. Okay.
So since we have to go through the DNR, I'm sure they're paying the bill for this, right?
Yeah.
Just point out the obvious.
I thought we'd get past this with Ray being gone.
The initial repair that we need to do with the sewer utility will be on the hook for it. There's no way around it. The reason for not trying to do it all at once is that Tom DeBeast, who is an engineer with Town and Country, and he's also the engineer that's been assigned our water main project. He has been handling this project as well, and he is trying to secure, or he's trying to find out what grant money is available, and if there's anything in the window of opportunity that fits our timeline.
Any further questions of Mark? Hearing none. Vanguard Commission update?
We didn't have a meeting this month. Next one is June 26th.
Update on Dayton, Iowa.
Dane, Iowa, working on next year's budget and also salaries. We had a closed session discussing salaries. We'll have another one coming up, a final one coming up at the next meeting.
Okay, item 13, update on EMS. We did have a meeting. Fairly fast meeting. It was just election of officers and discussion on when the new ambulance would be delivered, which is going to be later this year. But other than that, folks, there wasn't anything of significance. Anything to talk about on Lake Marion? I see we're up a few inches with this rain.
Yeah, seems to be still seeing success with the liner. There are a couple items to update you on the aquatic planting. It's through Case and Associates. I checked it with them today to see if they're seeing any change with plant growth, and just because of the cold conditions, it's moving slow. The other item is the finished landscaping has not been closed out with Kraus, and I'm planning to meet with Tom from Town and Country later this week to give them a punch list so they can come and finish up and we can give them their final payment.
Mark, wasn't at the last meeting we talked about a sign? Is someone gonna make a sign?
If I know what to order, I can order one.
Did we decide what we wanted on there?
Yeah.
Didn't you mention you wanted to include a bunch of stuff you wanted on the sign too? We wanted the no swimming or whatever, and then also, you had a bunch of stuff you wanted on that
The
sign.
glass bottles was one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, no overnight camping. Some of the stuff that is on different signs would be good to bring into one.
And our dogs, we wanted to limit dogs. It's a dog park, but do we want dogs swimming in there?
And they always have in the past.
Okay. So I was just wondering about the dogs on the bank right now, but we shouldn't worry about it? Okay. What's your thought?
I don't, well, there's a stone
Okay.
ring around the lake, I don't see the dog is gonna cause problems.
Yeah.
So where do we want to leave the sign? Do you want to just put what you want on it? Mark?
I'll,
Any problems, call Gary Europe, send it to Bob.
I'll draft something up and
All right.
shoot it out.
All right, thank you. Item 15, update on May of 2020, there was no meeting. Item 16, violations of property ordinance.
Well, the stuff in the past, the police have issued 5 citations about vehicles and garbage on properties. The last meeting, we had 7 properties that needed to mow their lawns. By the time I got the letter out on Wednesday, the following day, they had 2 people had already mowed theirs, so I didn't have to deal with that. And the 5 that got letters, all of them got to take care of before the deadline, so it's great. This time, you got a list of 12, actually, it's down to 7 now. 5 had taken care of the problems over the weekend. So I'll give a final check tomorrow before I send out the letters for those 7 properties.
The downtown cars?
Downtown cars, Nate and I went down to talk to George down there. He said they will comply about the 7, he's working on it. He also expressed possible interest in coming to the board to rediscuss the conditional use permit. Because he thinks 7 cars is is not enough for them there. I know the 7 cars was the compromise in giving them not having to put a fence up, but that's where he left it. He said he wants to work with us, and he was gonna work on that. A lot of, maybe half the cars that are down there are not from there, they're from other places, and all of them are licensed cars.
So hard to distinguish who's this, who's down there.
Yeah, and well, and when they agreed to the conditional use permit, they were gonna put signs in the windows so we can tell easily who was their cars and stuff like this. But yeah, so we talked, and wants to work with us, and we wanna work with him, so hopefully that gets that taken care of.
Item 17, flood update. Anything on that?
Our FEMA program manager went home to Maine, so we've got a new guy from Louisiana, who I've only discussed with, by email, but I hear he's almost as good as the guy that we've lost, so. But before he left, he got a lot of stuff into the pipeline and finished up a lot of our things. So I have hopes of hearing something soon, as far as good news from them. That's about it.
And the news would be with respect to reimbursement of village
Correct.
expenses.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions on flood? If not, item 18, there is no old business. Item 19, new business. Number 1, allow Len Rogan to remove every other tree along Terrace at 18 Elm Street.
Bridge Street.
18 Bridge Street. That was a change. Okay.
I believe that's 17 Bridge Street.
17, 18, 19, we'll cover it somewhere in there.
Len's house.
Len's house.
Corner Bridge and A.
So we took a consensus of the board at the last meeting, and we need to act formally on this. Is there a motion to approve Rogan's removal of every other tree along the terrace at Bridge Street?
I'll make a motion.
By Natalie,
I'll second.
by Troy. Mark?
Since I wasn't here, I'm curious if this is at the owner's expense?
It is. It is. Further discussion or questions? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, by the same sign. Motion is carried. Item 2, liability waiver from Town and Country. Sue, was this included in our bill or something? It
Yeah,
was.
and it just, I did not feel comfortable. I mean, some things that come in are, just routine, but this,
Well, this is not prepared for a corporate entity to, this is individual household. So I would suggest that we table this to a future meeting. Now, by tabling, it would take a 2/3 majority vote to bring it back to the table. It isn't like postponing it. But this is not, this was not prepared for a municipal corporate entity.
Shouldn't they have a standard thing that they have for the towns?
Yeah,
I mean, they do Black Earth, they do Mount Orb.
we don't even know whether this was included by mistake or this was,
Was there an incident or something that?
no, I mean,
jumped
this
out?
came out of the blue in their bill.
yeah. Is there a motion to table?
I'll motion to table it.
Troy,
Second.
second by Jeff. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by the same sign. Motion is carried. Item 3, letter of support for Gateway to the Driftless. Gateway to the Driftless is an organization that largely represents the areas of Cross Plains, Black Earth, and Mazomanie. And in terms of promoting the natural resources of the area, the recreational aspects of the area. So they're requesting this letter of support to receive help from an EPA planning team to convene a community workshop of stakeholders and develop an action plan for the community to help grow the local outdoor recreation economy. And the letter that's being proposed is verbiage that they provided.
Yes. Just copied and pasted.
Can I add an update to this?
Yep.
Chris emailed me after this, there's an update to it after he's been talking to more of the EPA officials, because it's a competitive program, they're trying to make it as, our application as best as possible. They feel the best is to use Mazo as the site for the study. And then for Black Earth and Cross Plains, basically to use that as a model for theirs, because of the connection with the trail and everything. We thought the best bet was to start in Mazo. So actually, this will be not just in all 3 areas, it'll be in Mazo to start with. And Cross Plains is already on board with it. He's got a letter of support from U.S. Representative Mark Pocan, State Representative Dave Considine, Jordan Sins, the Heights Superintendent, and the town of Mazomanie have all sent letters of support already.
Is there a motion to authorize a letter of support for Gateway to the Driftless?
I'll make that motion.
Natalie,
Second?
second by Jerry, discussion?
Can we put a different logo at the top, our new logo?
I
Okay.
don't have it.
You don't have it?
No.
We
It's
should,
on the U drive, I can show
we
you
should
where it
have
is.
it too. I mean, we
We'll
are
do
still
so.
the coolest small town, but
I can show you where it is on the U drive, so.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed by the same sign. The motion is carried. Item 4, reappoint Gina Adamino, Bob Meyer, and Peter Heatner to the library board for 3-year terms.
Make a motion approved.
Motion by Jeff,
Second?
second by Troy, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by the same sign, motion is carried. We're now on the committee work, personnel, and I have nothing scheduled at this point, or no need to schedule. Public Works and Property, I'm sure Ray would say nothing. Parks and Rec,
Reminder of our meeting on Tuesday, June 4th at 4 p.m. And if you know somebody that would like to join us, connected to the ball field or something, you can tell them we could probably be at Lions Park at 5 o'clock.
is this where you're walking from the bluff on down?
Pack a lunch.
We've got a TV crew coming out to film.
Bring your
Okay.
Cadillac.
Greg Kotezik's been bringing out a UTV for me, since it's legal in town.
about 5 o'clock, you think?
5 at the park, 4 up there.
You might wanna give yourself an extra half an hour to get done.
Stop it, Ray.
It's closed all day.
It's not.
You might open up.
Okay, item.
We know people.
Public protection and ordinance.
I have nothing.
Jeff has nothing. Finance,
I'm looking for a motion for approval of payment of the bills.
I'll make that motion.
motion by Jeff. Second by,
I usually try not to when my name is included.
That's a good point.
Second.
by Jerry.
Discussion?
Discussion,
Looks like we bought our mosquito spray.
we did.
Ooh,
When are we doing it?
yeah.
All those in favor of payment of the bills signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, by the same sign. That motion carries. Are there any announcements? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Natalie,
Second that.
second by Jeff. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by the same sign. That motion is carried.